It's no secret that Manchester United's fans don't always see eye to eye with the owners. In fact, that would be putting things politely, because there has been a concerted effort by Manchester United fans for the longest of times to ensure that the club's ownership changes hands and that the Glazer family that has controlled Manchester United since the early 2000s gets out of the club. In fact, recently there's been a lot of hope that that might be happening, given that the Glazers themselves indicated that they were open to a sale and that an entire process had gotten underway with two owners, Sheikh Jassim Al Thani of Qatar as well as Sir Jim Ratcliffe, who's grown up a Manchester United fan, reportedly interested in buying the club. However, those talks have not actually turned into anything concrete, and in a bid to get their frustration out in the open, Manchester United fans have taken a rather interesting novel approach. But will that approach work? We'll get to that question first in just a bit, but first let's talk about what that approach is in the first place. Well, they have gotten, let's say, into a social media campaign of sorts that will pretty much ensure that any sponsors associated with the clubs get targeted with negative reviews. In fact, just take a look at this tweet here. This fan says that I'm boycotting Adidas until you cease association with the Glazers. Glazers out, boycott Adidas. In case you're wondering why Adidas is being targeted here, it's because Adidas are, of course, the kit sponsors of Manchester United. In fact, another fan actually went as far as to outline an entire line of action where he says, go to Adidas' Twitter, comment on their posts, exactly the line that in fact had been posted by the previous user, and thereafter hope that some sort of pressure comes about and ensures that, let's say, some form of action is taken. And it is a strategy, truth be told, which has been used before, and we'll get to that in just a bit. But it's a strategy that does showcase one thing, that United fans have really had it up to here with the Glazer ownership, and they're not just that, they were wanting some sort of change to happen, and truth be told, the Glazer family dangled that carrot in front of them of a sale, but unfortunately that sale hasn't materialized, and it doesn't seem like it is going to materialize. So fan frustration is very much at an all-time high. But to come back to that question which we asked in the beginning of the video, will it be very effective? That's really, something that you can't predict. But the reason you're seeing a lot of these frustrations now is that, truth be told, the talk of a sale has been so prolonged and been going on for so long, and now everything has suddenly gone quiet. So all of that talk going absolutely nowhere, and fans obviously have been very, very desperate to ensure that the Glazers get run out of the club. However, it does seem that an ownership change as things stand is very, very unlikely, and that is why now the frustration is reaching a fever pitch, to the point where, truth be told, fans are doing anything and everything to ensure that something is done about the ownership, and hopefully they will manage to do something that can, let's say, start a smear campaign, maybe potentially get enough corporate sponsors scared of actually even advertising along with Manchester United, to the point that they can hurt the Glazers where it hurts most, which is, of course, their finances or the club's finances. Ensure that Manchester United doesn't make as much money, and they will, in theory, be scared enough that they, let's say, sell the club, saying that, look, the backlash is too much, brands don't want to be associated with us anymore. It doesn't seem like that. It does, however, that at least seems to be the intention of fans. Will it work out? In a word, not really. First off, this isn't a new strategy from fans. They have used it before in the past, wherein lots of United fans have done these targeted campaigns wherein they've left a stream of negative reviews and rated poorly a lot of products or, let's say, companies that have been associated with Manchester United. Will the strategy force the issue though? No, it hasn't in the past, and it's not going to right now. That is because the brand value that Manchester United possess is just too big at this point. You are not going to be losing anything by being associated with one club that can truly be considered an absolute brand. And in fact, the one club that pioneered making a brand out of your club due to the amount of success that they've had on the field. Such has been the Manchester United way, that even though they last won a league title, well, in fact, a decade back now that you think about it, they haven't really fallen from the forefront of anyone's minds. Yes, you had a City who've dominated, Liverpool have come close, even Chelsea have won titles during that point in time. Manchester United have always been the club to watch out for, and truth be told, that is what a legacy of success does for you. However, that legacy of success has, of course, been eroded, and that is, of course, what is bothering fans. However, doing something like this is not going to take away from the fact that United as a brand are bulletproof. There's no two ways about it. In fact, this isn't a similar, there have been other strategies as well. You'd remember that when the Glazers were taken over, or when the Glazers took over Manchester United, there was a number of disillusioned fans who actually ended up forming another club called FC United of Manchester that are currently playing in the lower divisions of English football. It's a great initiative, yes, but it didn't actually stop fans from flocking to Old Trafford. It did not stop fans from, let's say, wanting to buy season tickets. It didn't actually stop the fact that, let's say, season ticket demand at Old Trafford is very much at a very big high, to the point that there's a lot of talks that they would need to renovate the stadium once again and potentially increase the seating, because that's just the amount of demand there is for tickets for Manchester United. At this point, the brand of the club, even though they haven't had as much success, remains as strong as ever. Manchester United is the one club that rolls off your tongue if you are a football fan, because you're just that familiar with the club. And it's understandable that a lot of fans are frustrated at the Glazers' ownership. I mean, they don't really invest money of their own into the club. They take dividend payments. They've let the club stagnate, not really invested really much in the infrastructure of the club, whether that be the training ground, the stadiums, whatever it may be. And there is plenty of apathy. That apathy became or turned into rage during the failed campaign or the failed prospect of a European Super League. And since then, truth be told, it's reached a fever pitch that the Glazers have at least considered a sale. But the Glazers are very much the ones calling the shots here. And as long as they don't get the price that they deem is fair according to the market value, they're probably not going to sell, which is why talks of a takeover have fallen so quiet. But United fans are clearly desperate to ensure that those talks end up reaching somewhere. Whether or not their strategy will be successful, I don't think it will be, but maybe you disagree with me, and if you do, you can let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, tap the bell icon, leave us a comment, follow us on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook. Don't forget to download the SportsTak app, and if you're already on the channel, go ahead and check out some other videos that we've done. For now though, from my side, it's goodbye.